Hello and welcome. This is Africa in 10 minutes. I'm Chamaka J. Uwadoka. Stay tuned as I bring to you the top business news as reported on Footprint Africa. Let's take a look at the headlines. Stanbic IBTC finances a 6 billion naira Kellogg Tolaram cereal manufacturing plant in Nigeria. Access Bank announces 5-year growth plan. The Nigerian government sets aside 5 billion naira to empower local miners. And now, the story. Stanbic IBTC Capital and Stanbic IBTC Bank, both subsidiaries of Stanbic IBTC Holdings PLC, acted as the sole arranger and lender respectively on the 6 billion naira medium-term facility to Kellogg Tolaram Nigeria Limited to finance the construction of a new cereal manufacturing plant in the Lekki Free Trade Zone, Lagos, Nigeria. The factory, with the capacity to produce 10,000 metric tons of cereal per year, was commissioned on Friday, the 1st of December 2017 by the chairman of Kellogg Inc. and the chairman of Tolaram Group, alongside some invited guests, including Chief Executive of Stanbic IBTC Bank PLC. Kellogg Tolaram Nigeria Limited, a joint venture between the Kellogg Company and Tolaram Group, was set up to manufacture snacks and breakfast foods for the West African market. The chairman of Kellogg Company, John Bryant, expressed his delight at the commissioning of the ultramodern facility in Nigeria, stating that this investment goes to demonstrate the company's commitment to the Tolaram partnership as well as to Nigeria and the West African market. He commended the Lagos State government and other stakeholders for the support that has been provided to Kellogg Tolaram Nigeria Limited. According to the Group Chief Executive Officer of Tolaram Group, Deepak Singhal, the project is expected to save Nigeria significant foreign exchange as the project has huge backward integration potential in terms of the supply of locally sourced raw materials, which will further support the local industries and farmers. In addition, over 2,000 direct and indirect jobs will be created, ensuring a source of livelihood for many Nigerians. Moving on, Access Bank PLC has announced a 5-year growth plan that would reposition it to become the #1 Nigerian bank by 2022 with a strong global franchise and a dominant universal payment gateway across every segment in Africa. Under the strategy, the bank plans to focus on deepening its retail offering with much emphasis on the use of digitals and increased collaborations within the country and to a lesser extent other African countries. Speaking on how to deliver the strategy, the Group Managing Director of Access Bank, Herbert Wigwe, explained that the bank would adopt a new organizational structure where the retail banking will become customer-based, driven by strong digital and payment solutions. The corporate banking is expected to leverage on deep sector expertise and deploy global relationship managers. According to him, the subsidiaries will be organized around strategic clusters with strong collaboration between them to secure trade finance and correspondent banking. He added that the bank's transformation program will be underpinned by robust risk management with high levels of automation to enhance the compliance and risk functions and drive customer insights. Furthermore, he explained that the global collaborations will be centered on key gateway markets to enable the bank provide correspondent banking to customers and remain a dominant player in the intra-African payment segment. To support the payment framework, Wigwe pointed out that the bank will further create a universal payment gateway, which will be sustained by a strong technological platform. In other news, the editorial team of Footprint to Africa, a leading business news resource, has published a report titled Investing in Gambia, the Footprint to Africa Perspective. The detailed report gives a brief introduction about the Gambia and highlights some reasons why investors should make a foray into the country. Citing reasons such as political stability and favorable policies, the report also encourages investors to take advantage of the market access the country offers. The report states that the Gambia is considered an open market and very investor-friendly, with market forces rather than government influence or regulations allowed to drive several sectors of the economy. The report also lists some viable opportunities for investment, including tourism, agriculture, and energy. It is available to all users via the Footprint Africa website. In Nigeria, the Kano State Governor, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, has expressed the willingness of the state as a whole to embrace public-private partnership (PPP) to revive the failing cotton industry in the state. Ganduje stated this at a workshop for financial journalists with the theme "The Role of the Nigerian Banking Sector, Opportunities, Challenges and the Way Forward," organized by the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation (NDIC) in Kano recently. Ganduje, who was represented at the event by the Secretary to the State Government, Usman Alhaji Usman, said we need public-private investment to revive the cotton industry. The governor revealed that the state has invested 10.18 billion naira in the construction of the Murtala Mohammed Road Bridge, as well as 3.59 billion naira in the construction of the Bukavu Underpass, among others. He explained that in environment, the administration was doing enough to address certain challenges. Still in Nigeria, and finally this week, the federal government has set aside 5 billion naira to empower artisan miners across the country as part of measures to ensure participation of all Nigerians in economic development. The Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, disclosed this when he inspected the gold mining site at Garin Awal at Fakai local government area in Kebbi State. He said, "We have 5 billion naira in the Bank of Industry for the use of small-scale artisan miners, not only for self-equipping but to contribute to the economic development of Kebbi State and Nigeria so that our economy will grow. What we need is to enter into partnership with the state to assist these miners so that they could have land to operate, technical support as a way of improving their productivity and ensuring that they utilize the equipment beyond exploring mercury, and finally support them through the Bank of Industry." With this, we conclude on this week's news. Please stay tuned for a recap of the stories. Stanbic IBTC finances a 6 billion naira Kellogg Tolaram cereal manufacturing plant in Nigeria. Access Bank announces 5-year growth plan. The Nigerian government sets aside 5 billion naira to empower local miners. Invested in the Gambia, the Footprint to Africa perspective is published. Kano State seeks PPP to revive cotton industry. Join the conversation on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and connect with us on LinkedIn. Stay updated with the trending business news in Africa. Log on to www.footprinttoafrica.com today. Footprint to Africa, business news made in Africa by Africans.